Kenneth Lofton Jr. is the next Charles Barkley, and you can't possibly change my mind.
Was a game. So far, UAB winning the turnover battle.
Junior had some space, and then he was cut off, and then he goes right by Jordan.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to College Hoops Tonight. Today, we are going to be talking about 3 reasons why Kenneth Lofton Jr. is going to be the next Charles Barkley.
Go inside, Lofton around Pinckney. Lofton with the jam!
Now, taking a look at where Kenneth Lofton Jr. is right now, he's currently an undrafted free agent with the Memphis Grizzlies. He signed a 2-way deal with them and is currently playing in the NBA Summer League. Looking at his college career, he played 2 years at Louisiana Tech. His freshman year, he was the Conference USA Player of the Freshman of the Year, rather. 12.5 points per game for him, 7.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists with some solid splits for a big man. His sophomore year, he bumped it up even more. 16.5 points per game, 10.5 rebounds per game, nearly 3 assists, and better splits for him. He improved the three-point shooting, and he stretched out his ability to shoot all across the board. Throughout the NBA Summer League, he has been pretty dominant so far. 12.5 points per game for him. Nearly 8 rebounds. Has showed off the passing ability and has showed off the ability to stretch the floor so far, showing that he can knock down threes at the NBA level. Now, let's talk about the 3 reasons why Kenneth Lofton Jr. is the next Charles Barkley. Reason number 1, he's got the innate ability to bully smaller defenders. And this is very reminiscent of prime Chuck. Currently, Lofton Jr. is a lethal inside scorer, and he does it by throwing around his 280-pound body. Yes, he weighs 280 and he's only 6'7". This is a blessing and a curse for Kenneth Lofton Jr. He is able to get into the bodies of defenders, neutralizing their shot blocking ability unless they are significantly taller than Lofton Jr. Also, he's really crafty around the rim with his post moves right now, and it's a really developed skill for him just being 19 or 20 years old. You know, this is something that most players do not have at his age, and this is something that he's going to be able to show and showcase right away in his NBA career. However, there's a bit of an asterisk that comes with this skill. He needs to be able to bully 4s in the NBA. He will not be able to bully 5s, in my opinion. Therefore, for Lofton Jr. to be able to play the 4 in the NBA, he needs to do 2 things. He needs to become a little bit quicker, which may require him to lose a tad bit of weight. And also, he needs to become a somewhat reliable three-point shooter. I'm not saying he needs to hit, 38% of his threes, but if he can knock down 30% of his threes, it at least makes defense have to respect him on the outside. Therefore, he can be the player who he needs to be and space the floor in NBA offenses. Now, moving on to his second trait that I believe is incredibly comparable to Sir Charles is his rebounding. Now, he compares well to the round mound of rebound in this category. However, no, his numbers are not the same, and no, they won't ever be the same to Sir Charles and his rebounding. Obviously, Chuck, one of the greatest rebounders ever. However, I think he's comparable in this category because of the work that he does on the offensive glass. Lofton Jr. is incredible offensive rebounding. That is one of his biggest strengths coming into the league. He's a bully on the offensive glass. He throws his weight around and is able to get in really good position under the basket to get offensive rebound after offensive rebound and put up garbage points on the inside, which is incredibly valuable even still in today's NBA game. However, similar to the last trait, he needs to be able to play the 4 to do this. I don't think he's going to be able to out-rebound, 7-footers. However, I think he could be a lethal rebounder at the 4 spot in the NBA. Moving on to the last trait, number 3, that I think that compares really well to Charles Barkley is his low post playmaking. Now, this is something that's come on for Lofton in the last couple of years, really in the last year in his game. He's developed a unique playmaking style out of the post, not only for himself, but for his teammates as well. Lofton Jr. has a really good sense of when he's being double teamed and when and where he needs to pass the basketball. He's really good at passing to cutters, cutting to the basket from all angles on the court, and he's also really good at finding open shooters on his team as well. And this is a skill that I think is going to be showcased even more at the NBA level because there are better three-point shooters who can make defenses pay more for double teaming Lofton with his really good passing ability out of the low post. Now, with all of that said, will Kenneth Lofton Jr. ever be as good as Sir Charles was? Probably not. However, he plays a hell of a lot like him, and that's really exciting because Charles Barkley is one of the greatest players in NBA history. Now, I think he plays a hell of a lot like Charles Barkley. I think he could be reminiscent of Charles Barkley. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. And also subscribe if you haven't already so you can tune in for more videos like this one. You've been watching College Hoops Tonight. I am your host, as always, Austin Samuels. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a terrific rest of your week, and I will see you next time.
He's open for 3. They lob inside, and a two-handed rip.